Welcome to another edition of the Groovy Gold Hunter. I am your groovy guy that does this. I was going to say the groovy host. I don't like calling myself a host. I'm not a host. I'm just a guy panning pay dirt and showing it to you. But I'll call myself a host anyway. I am your host, Heath, and this is a special edition of the Groovy Gold Hunter. Kind of, sort of, not really. We have a pay dirt review and we have a product review as well. We got kind of a double thing going on right now. I'll shut up, roll the intro, and then we'll get into it. Yes, so I got online and I started looking at products online, like sluice boxes, mini sluice boxes, all that kind of stuff. And I saw a video from Vendetta Prospecting. He did a video on the sluice buddy that is made by Prospectors Dream. I saw it on Crisson Gold Mine. I shop on that if I need equipment and stuff. They sell equipment. They also sell pay dirt. I like that place, so I buy a lot of pay dirt from them. So I went ahead and bought some more pay dirt from them. I also bought that Prospector Dream. I guess it's called a sluice buddy. I don't know. I'll look it up online on their website to see exactly what they call it. But yeah, I'll show it to you right now. I've actually already got it in my tailings bin, but there it is. It's got the Dream mat inside, the micro Dream mat. And yeah, we're going to test this bad boy out and see how well it does. Now, this is the pay dirt right here. And if anybody's ever bought Crisson pay dirt before, they always concentrate it into 1 gallon bags. This is the 15-to-1 concentrated bag, which basically means they take 15 gallons of their pay dirt, concentrate it into 1 gallon and sell it. This costs $65. There is no guarantee of gold, which is probably the main reason why I always buy this, because number one, they've always got pretty gold. Number two, they don't guarantee any amount, so you get different amounts each time you do it. So that's what we're going to be doing. What I will say about buying this pay dirt, and we're just talking about the pay dirt alone, is you usually don't get a really good return on it. At least I haven't in the 50 times that I've bought Crisson pay dirt. I've bought their 15-to-1, their 30-to-1, their 75 gallons to 1. I've bought their 75 gallon unconcentrated pay dirt. And yeah, the return is not great. Most of the time when I do 15-to-1, I usually get somewhere between 1/2 gram to about 6/10 of a gram. Sometimes 3/4 of a gram, but it's always around that range. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to classify this stuff, and instead of me panning it, we're going to run it through that little sluice buddy. Yeah, let's get started on the classifying, and we'll look at the pay dirt and all that good stuff as well. All right, so I've already dried this out. I've actually had this for over 2 weeks, and I just haven't had time to do this. I've had the sluice buddy. I got to look that up and see what they call that. I don't want to call it the wrong thing every time I mention it. Yeah, it's called the Gold Clean Up Buddy Kit, and yeah, it's online right here. I'm looking at it. This is the one I got, except mine's red with the green micro Dream mat. I bought it at Crisson. I did not buy it on their website. I bought it on Crisson's website, and it was $90. On this website, it's $84. Curious to test it out because, like I said, I saw Mike from Vendetta. He did a review on it himself. I'm sure they sent it to him for free because he's more famous than I am. I don't get anything free sent to me. That's kind of sad. So if y'all want me to review something, send it to me free and I'll review it. Let's get to classifying this. The one thing I do not like about Crisson's pay dirt now is they used to put bigger pieces of quartz in here. Like I could get 1/4-inch pieces of quartz about like this size. Not a single piece is that big. It's all 10 mesh and under. So that's a bummer. They used to send you bigger pieces and you could actually crush that stuff and find gold in their bigger pieces of quartz. Apparently the word got out and they stopped doing it. The last couple of pay dirts that I've bought from them, it's been totally crushed down to 10 mesh and under. So that sucks. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you this one. And I know you're probably asking me, well, Heath, if you're going to put it in that sluice, why don't you just start dumping it in there? The reason why I'm classifying it, I've got a micro mat in that sluice buddy, whatever it's called. I'm afraid if I do like the -60, the +60, the 40 mesh, the gold will be small enough to be able to get in those ripples. If there's any bigger gold, I'm kind of curious to know if it's going to be able to hold bigger gold, because that mat is made for micro gold, not for bigger flakes. So I want to classify it and use the sluice buddy with my, I guess, 60 mesh, 40 mesh, that stuff, and then maybe test it with the 20 mesh to see if it'll catch it or not. So I'm just going to classify it anyway. If that explains it, I hope it did, because I just said it and didn't make sense to me. But I'm good at that. The material that they send you is somewhere around 10 pounds. I did not weigh this because I'd already taken it out of the bag. I just know every time I've gotten it, it weighs around 10 bucks. This is a lot of pay dirt. This is going to take me a while. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to do the rest myself. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do 10 pounds of pay dirt. So there's my 10 mesh. Not a whole lot. Now my 20 mesh and all that other, going to be a ton of it. I'm going to get to that, and when I get done, we will take a look at all the classifications. These are the classes, and man, we got a bunch. So let's start with that. There's my 10 mesh, followed by the 20 mesh, 30 mesh, 40 mesh. Over here is 50 mesh, 60 mesh. Everything in that bigger bow is -60. So yeah, we're gonna start -60. We're just gonna go all the way up to 10 mesh and see how this thing works. I'm done for the night. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It took me forever to classify that. So I will see you guys first thing tomorrow afternoon. Hello and welcome to another day. It is Sunday. The Olympics are over. I'm so sad because I really do love watching the Olympics. Anyway, this isn't the Olympics. So we're going to start on this pay dirt. We're going to start with the -60. I've got my sluice box thingy, my mini sluice, my micro sluice mat buddy system. I don't know what they call this thing.
Cleanup buddy from Prospectors Dream.
But we're going to call it Little Red. So we got Little Red set. There it is right there. I think that's a pretty good angle for you guys. And yeah, we're just going to start sluicing and see what happens. We're going to turn it on. Oh, looky there. So I noticed there's air bubbles in those little pockets. So I'm going to get those out. Where's my brush? So there it is. How am I going to do this? All right, this is how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to stick my pan right underneath it so it can catch all the tailings. That way I can repan everything. And this is what we're going to start with right here. Now, I noticed that when they did this, when I watched the Vendetta do it, he didn't wet it. So I'm not going to wet it either. I think you can do it wet or dry. Usually when I sluice anything, I wet it. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll let me know. My magical spoon. This is the -60, and let's get started on it. Now, one thing about this pay dirt of Crisson's is the amount of mica that is in it. There is a ton of mica. And by the way, I made sure that this is all even. I double checked it. It is very even. It's got the little leveler dot right here on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. But you can tell that the dirt is flowing very evenly. I don't know about my gold pan underneath it. It doesn't seem like it's catching it very well. Maybe I should turn this down a little bit. Let's do that. It's got a knob on the back of this that you can turn that reduces and speeds it up. I've got the water leveled exactly where it's supposed to be, but I don't know about the speed of the water. It doesn't really look like it's that much of a difference. So that's the smallest speed that it'll go. The other one was the highest speed it could go. So I think I got it pretty decent. I might not have enough speed on it now because it's squeaking and squealing. I really don't like doing this stuff dry. Well, it is making all kinds of damn noise. I know I've got the water level right, so why is it acting like it's struggling to get water through there? I bet it's because I turned it all the way down. I Turned it up just a little bit. Okay, we'll just have to do it that route. But I am gonna wet this stuff. All right, so there's all of the minus 60. I got all of that sluiced through. So we're gonna turn it off. And this is pretty much all my tailings. I'm gonna try to get it. Some of it did escape, so I might have to figure out a way to repan all that. Look at all that mica. I don't know if you can see it, but there's so much mica in that. Look at that. The top layer is just mica. I might as well just go ahead and pan this. I'll pan it and see if I missed anything. No gold in that. So now, and the reason why I went ahead and did that is because I wanted this pan so I could pan out what was in the sluice mat. This thing's really easy to get out too. Look at that. There is a lot of sand in the sluice box. It gets underneath it, but that's common. Mine does that as well. There's everything out of that, and that's what it looks like without it. It also says, what does this say? Keep out of direct sunlight, something, store in a cool place. And that's because that 3D printing plastic stuff that they use, it's very brittle, especially in the sunlight. It'll break. That's such a little bitty mat. So cute. Here's the tailings. We'll pan this real quick, see what there is. Yep, no go. Okay, so there was the first batch of that, and I don't know if I did well or not. So let's go on and check out the 60 mesh. And oh my God, that's recorded for 17 minutes. I can't keep doing that. All right, guys, so I kind of did a little bit of an adjustment. I just put a bowl under there instead of that pan. That was kind of silly of me to do that. This is the plus 60. And there is so much plus 60 in here. Got this bowl in here this time to see if it will catch my tailings a lot better. Instead of me doing this and taking 17 minutes, I'm gonna put you on high speed because you know what the process is. That is the end of the 60 mesh, the plus 60. So I'm going to take this mat very carefully, get it into my pan. Probably could have put a lot more water in there. As a matter of fact, let's put a lot more water in there. Clean the sluice mat. I mean, it doesn't hold a whole lot of material at all. Very little material. But just to see what it does, we're gonna do it anyway. This is all my tailings, not much at all. And then that bow did a much better job. Here's the bowl that caught all of my tailings, so I'll pan that out as well to see if I missed any. I don't even know if there's any gold in this. That's good enough. We'll tap this back. And no gold. So no gold in the plus 60, but I'm gonna pan this out real quick. I'm not gonna make you guys watch. I'm gonna pan all this and see if there's any gold in it, double check it, and I'll let you know at the end. All right, guys, so this is the last of the tailings from that plus 60, and so far I haven't seen a single piece of gold. So we're gonna tap this one back, one more check, and no gold. You gotta have gold to be able to know if it's working or not. That's one thing. And so far I haven't gotten any gold, but I've said it 1,000 times. I expect this from Crisson because Crisson does not have flour gold. They just don't. So we're gonna keep trying. We're gonna do the 50 mesh now. I'm gonna put this bow. This bow did really good as far as catching all of the tailings. I'm gonna have to clean my tailings bin here in a minute anyway because the sand's piling up and it's making it harder for this bowl to stay in there. So let's do one more. We'll do another high speed. This is the 50 mesh. Look how much that is. So yeah, 50 mesh, and then we'll do the same. We'll see what the results are, and then we'll do a little bit of that high speed action. Okay, there went round 3, or the plus 50. I might have overdone it with the material, but I kind of did that on purpose because I wanted to see how much it could handle. So like I have been doing, I'm going to squirt all of the sands that got stuck in this box out. So now I'm going to pan this. We're going to see what we got out of this little group of stuff. There's my tailings from the 50 mesh. The material looks a little heavier, but those holes are so small, I'm wondering if it's catching heavier material and the gold's riding over it because those holes get filled up. So let's tap this back. I think did we get any gold? I thought we did, but no, we did not. All right, so I'm just gonna pan all this out, see if I missed any in the tailings, and once I get done with it, I'll let you know. This is my last pan of the tailings. The first 2 pans that I did, there was no gold. And, no gold. The good news is I'm not losing gold. The bad news is there's no gold. Bummer. All right, guys, it is time for the 40 mesh. We're going to continue to use this sluice box, the Buddy. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'll pan down and let you see what I've got going on. Get the air bubbles out yet again. All right, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit and show you this in regular speed. This is still the 40 mesh. I do know that that bowl is catching all of the tailings because my water is still really clean, so that's good. All right, I think that's good enough for that part. And then we're gonna just spray in the rest, get all these floaters, organic stuff in and out. There's a lot of organics in this. All right, there's that. We're done with the 40 mesh. And I'm expecting to see some gold in my 40 mesh, if not a couple of flakes, but we'll see. I'm gonna stop this. We're gonna take a look at it. At first glance, I still don't see any gold, but that doesn't mean there's none in there. And yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to pan that out, see if I got any in my tailings, and then I'll put this in a pan and see what we got. Make sure I get everything out of my little micro sluice mat. And now let's pan this and see what we got. And we finally, I think we've got our first bit of gold. Yes, we did. We finally got some gold. Yeah, we got a few pieces too. And by few, I mean 4. Little red caught 5 pieces of gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one right there. Got those 5 pieces sucked up. So now I'm going to repan this right here. And I want to see if I missed any gold. And success. We only had 5 pieces in that 40 mesh. But Little Red, it caught every single piece, so we're golden on that part. So we're gonna go ahead and push it to the 30 mesh. We're gonna run the 30 mesh through it as well and just see what happens, because we can always repan all the tailings. So we'll get to that as soon as I change my battery, because it's almost dead. All right, now it is time to do the 30 mesh. I'm gonna start it out, and we'll probably high speed it here in a second, because there's a lot of 30 mesh too. All right, now in that batch, I can see some gold. There's a piece of gold there, and I thought I saw another one over here. There's a couple pieces, yeah, there's some way back here. So I can see the gold. Let's go ahead and pan this first. There is a lot of sands caught in the bottom of this sluice, the box part as well. Oh yeah, I see all kinds of gold in this. Got that good and clean. Can you see the gold that's in there right now? There's all kinds. Over there, over there, over there, right here, right here. Lots of gold. Tap. Oh yeah, look at there. Good Lord, what we get? 5, 10, 15, 20, about 20 to 22 pieces, somewhere in that range. Now let's pan the tailings and see if I lost any gold. Nada. Wow, we are batting 1,000 so far, guys. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, we've got 2 more left. We're gonna do this one, same thing, in a little red. This is the 20 mesh. These are big pieces of sand, quartz, rocks. I do want to see how well it does handle this type of material. And for the amount of material that I'm putting in this one run, kept telling myself maybe I should be doing like half of this and then pulling out the mat, cleaning it, and then doing the other half. But then I thought, no, let's just see how far we can take it. And so far, it's taking it. All right, so I'm gonna finish this. Once I get done with it, we'll do what we have been doing. Pull it out, pan it, and then pan the tailings. And we are done with the 20 mesh. I forgot to even talk about the pay dirt, but the organics in here is insane. I've actually been trying to dump as many of these little black floaty things that's been in my pay dirt as I can, but every time I think I got it cleaned out, there's more of these little black floaty pieces of organic material. Before I dump this, I can see gold, 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 just gold everywhere. It's catching in that little U-shaped part of the sluice mat as well. It's not going into the hole. So let's pull it out. You can see the gold in my pan. Look at that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. About 15 pieces just right there. But look how clean my water is though. That's how clean this material is, even though there's a lot of organics. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Got some bigger pieces too. It's not super small. It was able to catch all kinds of different sizes. So that's impressive. Let me try to get these out so you can see them better. Very nice, very clean gold. Love Crisson gold. It's very shiny, very pure. All right, there that is. I'm gonna suck all that up and then we're gonna pan the tailings and see if we missed any in that round. And this is the last of the 20 mesh tailings. The first 2, no gold. This one, I'm fixing to find out. No gold. All right, so we only got 1 more. We've got this 10 mesh. There's not a lot of it. I'm gonna use the sluice box. I might as well use that little, I keep calling it a sluice box. It's a micro sluice, it's a buddy sluice, it's a dream sluice, whatever you want to call it. Little red. We're gonna put the 10 mesh in and see if we can catch every single piece of gold that was in that Crisson pay dirt. Key in the dramatic music. Oh. All right guys, so here it is. It's the last bit, this little bitty bit right here. Pan down, we will do the remaining. So here we go. This is big material too. Well, that didn't take long. Let me spray the rest of this in there and we are done. Let's turn that off. We will put this to the side so we can repan that real quick. See if I missed any gold in that, which I'd be shocked if there was any gold in it at all, to be honest. Because I'll be shocked if I even got a half a gram out of whatever I've done. It just doesn't seem like it did very well from a pay dirt standpoint. Let's put this in here. It doesn't look like it caught too much. There's some bigger rocks in there, but I don't see any gold. Oh, I do see 1 piece of gold. It caught it right there. Looky there. There that is, that's clean. We're gonna pan it super fast to get all these unwanted pieces out of there. We'll pan it back. And definitely, yep, 1 piece. I was gonna say definitely 1 piece, maybe 2, but no, just 1 piece. And it is a picker. Flat, very coarse, but there it is. And now let's pan my tailings and see if I missed any in that. We will pan these out real fast. Tap it back, no gold, and that's it. Wow. That's awesome. Guys, that was a 100% recovery. That's impressive because I thought that it would do well with flour gold, but not so well with with flaky gold and bigger gold. It even caught the picker. That's impressive. Enough babbling. I'm going to dry the gold up. We'll talk about the micro sluice, the Dream Mat mini sluice, buddy sluice. We'll talk about the gold. We'll get a weigh in. We'll see what kind of value we got separate from that, and then we'll talk about all of it. So I will see you guys upstairs. All right, guys, we are back in the room. The gold is dry, and let's take a quick look at it. So there it is. It's about typical for their 15 to 1. Lots of small flakes, no flour gold, one little picker. Let's weigh it, see what we got. We are on grams, zero it out. I'm gonna say half a gram, maybe a little bit more than half a gram. Yeah. So yeah, very typical. All right, we'll call it 0.603 grams of gold, 6/10, right there in that 6/10 range. And that's the point I was getting at. When you get the 75 to 1, you would think you would get almost 3 grams because it's 75 to 1. However, you never get that. I've never gotten more than 2 grams. I think 1.88 is the most I've gotten out of a 75 to 1. This is 15 to 1. So the math doesn't add up with their pay dirts. Anyway, let's get over here on the gold calculator and we'll get a value on the gold. All right, guys, we are on the gold calculator. We're going to put in the amount. We got 0.603 grams. We will call it 24 karat. Gold prices are at 24.2886. Calculate 47.09. That's horrible because, and I'll tell you why. 47.09. So I'm gonna take it to the website. This is how much it costs. It's $65 for the 15 to 1, which is what I got. But the shipping is ridiculous. It's $17, so it's $82 just for that. Now I did get this, and I got the sluice buddy together, so I just know through my past purchases with Crisson that every time I buy it, it's $17. When it was $60, it would always end up being $77 after shipping. I know that I paid $82 with the shipping out the door for this pay dirt. So we're going to put $82 in, we're going to calculate, and it's going to be 57%. So the same average pay dirt return the last 15 times I bought it. And I keep buying it, and I don't know why. I just think one day it's just going to be different. Like, oh, this time I'm going to get over a gram, and I never do. So it's kind of stupid for me to do that. Yeah, so, I mean, the only reason why I got the pay dirt was because I got that little sluice buddy. I thought it would be a good pay dirt to use to test it out. Now, as far as that Prospectors Dream, it's called the Gold Cleanup Buddy Kit. And there's 2 ways that it comes with the pump in it, and it's got the 110 volt plug-in, or you can get the pump that you can hook up to a battery. I like the one that I got because you can adjust the speed of the water. It's like a pond pump, and it does on here, it gives you the UV and heat warning because it's 3D printed. If you leave it out in the heat and or the sun, it can crack and eventually break because of the plastic that they use to 3D print it, so be wary of that. It worked great. Every single classification that I put in it and sluiced out of, I didn't lose a single piece of gold. It caught every bit of it. Now, there's not a ton of it in there, and I will do some other pay dirts with that. I'll use that when I do some reviews to test it as well, especially for flowery gold. But for small flakes and even bigger flakes and pickers, it caught every single bit of them. So yeah, I'm happy with it. So there's the review of the Gold Cleanup Buddy Kit. See, I don't like the name of that. I'm just going to call it Little Red, as well as the Crisson pay dirt. Not so great with the pay dirt, but I love the Buddy Kit. That thing worked really good for what I panned. So yay. Thumbs up for that. That does it for this double review of Crisson Gold Pay Dirt, the 15 to 1 concentrated bag of pay dirt, and the sluice buddy, the Gold Cleanup Buddy, the whatever you want to call it buddy. Thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like button, share button, notification bell, hit all those buttons. I appreciate you guys for watching my videos, all my videos. I appreciate you guys subscribing. Thank you so much. And until my next review, this is Heat, Sand, Peace, and Love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.